Oh, hi there. This is Ted Wilson. Thank you so much for joining us today for this short recording overview of the excitement of the Valentus Weight Loss Accelerate Pack. On the call join us today are two distinguished guests who have a very significant healthcare and practicing background. It's my pleasure to bring on the line Barb Backey as well as Yvonne Dillard-Perk. Ladies, good afternoon. How are you?
Great. Thank you, Ted.
Fantastic, Ted. Thanks.
Awesome. So, Barb, let's start with you. Tell the listeners a little bit about your background and why you're so excited about Valentus Weight Loss Accelerate Pack.
Well, thank you very much, Ted. I would just like to let everybody know that in my past life, for 16 years, I was a banker, so very mainstream. And then I was introduced to herbs, and I ultimately became a herbalist and an iridologist. And then I discovered Valentus. And I want to tell you, with this new program coming out, I will be quite happy to not being just a consultant all the time. I think this is so good because everybody can share it, and we will reach thousands upon thousands of people.
You know, it's well said. You know, I'm excited about that too, Barb, and obviously your longtime friend, Yvonne. Tell us about your background, your pedigree, and why you're equally as excited about the Valentus Accelerate Weight Loss Pack.
Okay, well, I started in the health and fitness industry way back in 1979 and ended up in studying kinesiology, just wanting more information on form and function, and went into body releasing and more on the mobility level of working with the body. And then from there, I ended up with nutrition, herbology, being a master herbalist, and still working on people with their mobility and so on. And what happened for me, the reason I ended up with Valentus is because my lovely friend Barb, being a herbalist, called me one day, and she was talking about how she was sipping and enjoying this alkaline coffee. I went, what? Alkaline coffee? How do I get it? It was that easy. And I knew if Barb was using it that it had to be good. So I had no idea what I was getting into at the time. I got my coffee in, loved it, and I was really excited when I was using the other products. They do work, and I've been working with all of our 4 original products ever since I got them, and I've been seeing tremendous results with people, and even the young are loving it. They love it and the coffee. It seems to be a culture out here on Vancouver Island. Mm-hmm. So I'm really, really excited about this new program that we've brought in, and I know you're going to be asking us questions about that. Sure. So I'll leave that one up to you, Ted.
Well, you know what? Thank you, Yvonne, and again for both you, Barb, as well. Thank you so much for your collaboration, your insight, and really helping to break down the simplicity of this Weight Loss Accelerate Pack offered by Valentus. You know, Barb, we'll start with you. You know, talking about using this flyer in front of us here, talking about the Accelerate Pack, following the ABCs. Why don't you sort of walk us through briefly what are the ABCs, and maybe then segue into the ingredients and why you're so excited from a synergistic standpoint, the effectiveness of this program.
Well, Ted, I would like to say one thing, that you hit the nail on the head, and the word is synergistically. When we looked at the ingredients in the breakthrough, it was like, wow, this does not include fasting and, putting your whole life on hold so that you can try and conquer the age-old problem of candida, the overgrowth of unfriendly bacteria in the gut. There were a couple of items that just popped out at me, one of which was dandelion. I'd like to just tell you a little story about dandelion. Dr. Watkins, Eugene Watkins, who was the founder of a famous herbal company, I actually was able to learn from him as well. And he talked about dandelion. Dandelion just covers so many different venues for digestion, for elimination, for absorption, for, he always said to us, if you're ever stuck, offer dandelion to your client. And I saw that. Then I saw Bacillus coagulans. And I just went, wow. Bacillus coagulants are so effective because they're shelf preserved. You don't have to keep them in the fridge where you do with other probiotics. Bacillus coagulans, for those of you who would like to know a little bit, they are spores. They are not living organisms. So when you ingest the Bacillus coagulans, you're putting that into your own biological terrain, and it starts to then populate. How much more effective can you get? Because there's always this saying, oh, well, this one has, 98 billion CFUs and so on and so forth. And this is just simple. It grows within you and creates that beautiful terrain for all the other herbs to work synergistically. The ABC of everything is something that we learned, and the A is for activate, B is for build, C is to cleanse. And, it's the basis of good health, in my opinion. And the thing with the ABC, Accelerated Weight Loss Program, is that you are starting to get all of those factors in there if you take a look at the breakthrough. It's terrific because you're starting off. This is for people who are starting off, people who have plateaued, and it's for everybody. And I will let Yvonne explain that in a minute. But I just want to let you know, in 3 words, I believe the ABC Accelerated Weight Loss Program are simple, efficient, and effective. How else can you do a Candida program without having to have jars and bottles and liquids and potions and notions and so on and so forth, when you can just carry all of these products on your being? The Max is amazing, and Yvonne's going to talk a little bit more on that. All of our products are wonderful. This has been the catalyst that has set everything out, and I just am so pleased that the leadership in our company, and I think there might be a gentleman on this call with us who may have been significant in proposing this cleanse. It can be used with the program. You do not have to do a cleanse first and then start your program. Absolutely not. Just put the breakthrough first thing in the morning pack, put it in a glass of water by your bed first thing in the morning, drink it with a straw, and that will create a great opportunity for those wonderful herbs to get through to every gland, cell, and organ in your body, okay? And for now, I'm going to let Ted.
Yeah.
Actually, could I just refer Yvonne to fill in the gaps?
Well, I do have a quick question for you. So activate, build, and cleanse. So just a clarification then. The Prevail Max, right there in the flyer, it says it's the spark plug in the car. It gets everything going and flowing more effectively, helps with oxygenation and nutritional absorption and delivery. Of course, the building component is the Slim Roast, available in both the Italian Dark Roast or the Brazilian Dark Roast, 2 incredible weight management coffees, equally in their own right. And then, of course, the C is the cleanse, the AM, which is the probiotic featuring ProDura with Bacillus coagulans, amazing. But, of course, the PM, which is more of I would just say a woodsy, natural approach. Get it in you. It's actually, in a tea. It's not heat sensitive, correct, Barb? So I think we're safe to do that hot or cold. And that's 12 days on, leaving 12 days off. And I think we'll actually jump over to Yvonne right now. Yvonne, so talk to us about the 12 days on, 12 days off, 12 days on, 12 days off. You get 2 boxes of the breakthrough in this Accelerate pack. So talk to us through the logic there and why that's going to be beneficial for the customer.
Okay, well, Ted, I was finding with our original program, which is fantastic, but there were a few people that were having stumbling blocks. And so what I was doing is getting them to open up the intestine, getting their absorption working, getting their pathways open, their elimination channels functioning normally, and then all of a sudden it kicked in. So I truly believe, and this is what I teach in my clinic, is no human body heals in less than 3 months. So what we need to do is look at that first 3 months as their body opening up, getting rid of some toxins, opening up the absorption, which is so important. The Bacillus coagulans is a very important component to that, and so is the Podarco in the PM pack. So it's a beautiful program with the AM and the PM. So we are definitely at a place where we need in our toxic society to get that gut health happy and healthy. And that starts from the mouth to the rectum. So doing it for 12 days every 3 months is fabulous, but I would look at that as more of a maintenance program to really get things moving and opening it up. And this program is so gentle, even I can use it because I can't do many cleanses. My system works already, and it doesn't like those other cleanses. This I tried. It worked. It was fabulous. So to do that, 12 days on, give yourself a break. 12 days on, give yourself a break. Do that for 3 months is back to no human body heals in less than 3 months. So you're allowing your body to be reset, and then those products that you're putting in there are going to absorb properly, get right into your system, and I truly believe in my heart that everybody's going to see results with that.
You know, I sure appreciate the simple approach to this. Obviously, the Prevail breakthrough with the AM probiotic and the PM cleanse combined with the activation, the acceleration of the Prevail Max, and as well as, of course, your thermogenic engine, the Slim Roast coffee. Really quite simple. I do want to just cover off in the remaining couple minutes here. Are there any real dietary restrictions or suggestions around optimization of the plan? Either yourself, Barb, or Yvonne, if you wish to address that question.
If you don't mind, Ted, this is what I'm telling people in my clinic. It's Yvonne speaking. The main thing to look at, keeping it simple, sweetheart, what I always say, starch. I call it sticky fat. It turns to sugar right away, then it turns to fat, and it sticks and binds everything together. So if we can get rid of the excess starch in our diet for that first 3 months, and allow these other 3 products to work in our body, we are going to, no pun intended, maximize our results. So outside of that, people, if they're meat eaters, enjoy that. If they're vegetable eaters, enjoy that. The starches definitely are going to stick and bind everything together. And some people will still see the results because these products are fabulous, and they do help to move some of that out. But for maximizing results, that is what I would suggest.
So taking your suggestion of a 3-month plan to really reset and to create a breakthrough, as it were, this is a great plan. Clearly, 12 days on, 12 days off, and repeated for 90 days. Well, there's 96 days there in 2 of those packs. So 2 of these Accelerate Weight Loss packs should be enough for one person for a 90-day plan. Now, for those people that just love their Slim Roast coffee, and for those people perhaps that are bariatric, that are clinically obese, 35+% of their body weight is fat, would you suggest they to take a second Slim Roast in the middle of the afternoon or early afternoon? Is that a strategy that you would endorse?
Absolutely. What do you think, Barb?
I would absolutely agree with this. I would also suggest if you're wanting to accelerate your program and really help out, in addition to watching your starches, look down on your dinner plate and have it as 1/3 good quality protein, be it vegetarian or carnivorous. The other third would be good, clean vegetables that are lightly steamed, for instance, all your green vegetables. And on the other third of the plate, make sure you have some really good organic greens that you can have as a salad, okay? And so it's kind of like Don says, he's going to have an Italian in the morning and a Brazilian in the afternoon.
There you go. There you go.
May I add one more thing to that?
Yeah.
People need to drink more water. When people are detoxing, they need to drink more water. And the rule of thumb is half your body weight in ounces per day. That's a lot of water for some people. Even if you can get your 8 cups in a day, that would be fabulous. It will help to flush those toxins out. The Max is going to get those products right into your cells And that's going to accelerate this cleansing process. So you want to make sure you're drinking the water to flush all of that excess out.
You know, that's a great point, Yvonne. Again, half your body weight in ounces of good, clean water. So, for example, 150-pound body weight divided by 2 is 75 ounces. 8 ounces to a cup. That would be 9, glasses of water a day minimum in order for the optimization. Last thing I'll say to this, obviously, is a disclaimer that if you're on any type of medications that you have concern or any health issues or history, always consult a physician prior to engaging in any nutritional regimen. All of these products are not designed to diagnose, treat, or cure any ailment or disease. And, of course, any of the claims that might have been suggested have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. In closing, Barb and Yvonne, again, thank you so much on behalf of the Valentus family that you've been able to give us your pedigree, your excitement, your experience here. And we're looking forward to seeing people continue their journey into wellness, courtesy of the Valentus Lifestyle Plan. So with that, thank you, Barb, and thank you, Yvonne.
Thank you, Ted.
Thank you, Ted.
All right, folks, thank you so much for your time and attention. Please get back to the person who shared with you this information. Get your questions answered. We look forward to welcoming you to the Valentus family. Have a great day.